I saw something online where it was talking about how some black men are treated like second-class citizens, and it's something I heard before, but I never really sat with it, especially at the evolved state I'm in now. And I saw this old stand-up of Chris Rock where he was talking about that, and he was talking about getting a big piece of chicken. You heard me? Like, a man just, all he gets is a big piece of chicken. And it made me think about just my life, my dad, when he was hurt, how he was treated. It's not all situations, but in some, and this specifically, I do feel like the way that a man starts to feel like a second-class citizen is because he doesn't value himself from the beginning. He doesn't stake his value at the beginning. You hear me? If a woman says her values, say, hey, look, I'm worth this, and this is how I'm not gonna be treated, this is how I should be treated, she's praised. Versus, if a man say, hey, this is my value, this is my worth, and this is how I'm gonna be treated, this is how I'm not gonna be treated, then it's like, oh, he an asshole, he a narcissist, he arrogant, he prideful, he's a tyrant, or it's some type of misogynist. It's a whole bunch of catchphrases that's used to describe black men, but it's like, how come I can't state my value, you hear me, the same way you do? When you say, hey, this is how I want to be treated, and then I respond and rebuttal with, okay, but this is how I want to be treated. Do we have capacity to treat each other that way? As a man, I had to unlearn and relearn because I saw how my dad was treated, you know what I'm saying? And I said, I'm not gonna be treated like that. I mean, I love the black woman, you know what I'm saying? And I think that communication fucks us up and capacity fucks us up, because if you don't know your own capacity, then you don't know what you can and can't handle. And with black men, it's like, okay, from the gate, we have to, hey, this is my value. I know my value, I know my worth. I'm not saying to say that in some aggressive way or whatever. You hear me? Like, no, talk with, not at, right? But when you're talking with this person, and all this comes under the umbrella of emotional intelligence. You got to have emotional intelligence to say anything I'm saying. If you don't have emotional intelligence, go start there first, because don't try this shit at home, you know what I mean? Because you're gonna fuck it up, and then you're gonna blame me. But after you have evolved and you got your emotional intelligence intact, then I think you can have conversations about value. Then it's like, okay, as a man, this is how I am, this is where I'm going, and I know who I am. And I think that either A, the woman's gonna respect it, or B, she's not gonna respect it, and then as a man, like, okay, well, this is where we should stop. So that don't mean fuck her, that don't mean keep calling, that don't mean pressure her, that don't mean none of that. As a man, you gotta stop, because if you involve yourself in a situation from the gate that doesn't value you in the right way, then you end up in it, and you end up hurt, and then you end up with only the big piece of chicken, and not feeling like you valued in your own home, from your woman down to your kids, down to your neighborhood, down to your friends, because everybody looking at you like, damn, he done got simped out his position. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like we do that to ourselves. We gotta stop blaming the woman. As men, we gotta take responsibility for how we got her. You hear me? And as a man, from the gate, you should know your value. You should know who you are. One of my favorite books right now is The Way of the Superior Man. You hear me? Know who yourself, know your edge, speak from your solar plexus, speak from this part as a man. And don't get me wrong, don't force it. Like, don't force it, don't be overbearing and controlling, because that shit out. But speak from your heart, and a woman with emotional intelligence is gonna receive you right. If you're trying to have a mature conversation with a woman that's immature, that's your answer. You know what I'm saying? So I think as men, we have to, from the beginning, from the gate, speak our piece, as well, and hear the woman out as well, and then we can align from there. But we can't let a woman tell us about her value, and then we just sit there like, oh yeah, I could do that, I could do that, I could do that, and then you end up like, damn, what's going on? Nah, from the gate, this is my value, queen, this is where I'm going, this is who I am, this is what I've been working on, these are my goals, my dreams, and do you have capacity for that? You know what I'm saying? Back to the capacity conversation, do you have capacity for that? And then we go from there. And I'm not saying stuff will be perfect from there. It'll never get off track. That's not what I'm saying. But at least you will know that you're valued. You know what I'm saying? And then whenever you don't feel valued, you can bring it back to the standard or the conversation that y'all had at the gate. You know what I mean? So as black men, we end up feeling like second-class citizens because we don't value ourselves from the beginning, and we don't speak on those things from the beginning. Respect, value, love, all those things that we value from the beginning, and we just going around here hollering at women, you hear me, fucking them, taking them to meet our mama and shit, and then now it's 2 years later and you like, yo, this is crazy, I think we got to slow down a little bit, and we got to take responsibility as men. We can't keep blaming women for where we are. Like we got to stop that shit. You hear me? I've had some bad relationships before, and I take responsibility for picking those women. I'm not blaming them for nothing. I take responsibility for picking those women. And you learn from it. You go back to the drawing board. You realign within yourself, and then you do better. But we can't keep blaming the woman, you know what I'm saying, for our decisions as men. Same way women can't blame their decisions on us as men. You know, we got to do better. You know, when you aligned, it doesn't happen as much. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that it'd be perfect even then, but I feel like you know more so what you're getting into. And so I feel like as men, that's what we need to do. We need to start speaking from the beginning. And the right woman will hear you, and the right woman will see you, and the right woman will respect that, and y'all can build from there.